If you're looking for a digital mixer that won't lock you into one way of working, the PreSonus StudioLive Series 332SC is worth a serious look. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Most people shopping for a 32-channel digital board fall into two camps: either they're upgrading from an analog board and want to keep their workflow familiar, or they're building a networked system where the mixer is just one piece of a bigger puzzle. The Series 332SC tries to do both, and it mostly succeeds, but not without a few trade-offs that only show up after you've lived with it for a while. The headline numbers sound impressive: 32 recallable channels, 128-channel USB interface, onboard multitrack SD recording, but what actually matters is whether it fits into your daily routine without fighting you. If you're running rehearsals, small gigs, or a house of worship setup where you need to switch between monitor mixes, subgroups, and matrix sends on the fly, the 16 FlexMixes are a game changer. You're not limited to AUX sends. You can turn any FlexMix into a subgroup or a matrix output, which means fewer extra boxes cluttering your rack. That flexibility alone justifies the price for a lot of users, especially when you're trying to keep your stage clear and your signal paths clean. The AVB networking is where this mixer starts to feel modern. If you're already using PreSonus NSB stage boxes or other AVB-compatible gear, you can build a low-latency ecosystem without running a single extra cable. That's huge for installed sound where you want to keep the stage quiet and the signal pristine. The downside? AVB isn't as plug-and-play as Dante or USB audio interfaces. You'll need to make sure every device on your network is AVB compatible, and if you're mixing brands, you might hit compatibility walls. If you're locked into a single vendor system, this is a strength. If you're building a multi-brand rig, it could become a limitation. The onboard multitrack SD recorder is another practical win. You can record every channel straight to an SD card and then play it back for virtual sound checks without ever touching a computer. That's a lifesaver for bands that want to tighten up their mixes between gigs or for engineers who need to troubleshoot without hauling a laptop on stage. The only catch is that the SD card slot is the only recording option, no internal SSD or cloud backup. If you're the kind of person who forgets to back up your work, this could bite you down the road. The FlexFX processor is solid but not groundbreaking. You get 4 slots for reverb emulations, which is plenty for most live applications, but the presets are where it shows its age. The emulations are usable, but if you're used to high-end plugins, you might find yourself reaching for your laptop instead. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's not the reason to buy this mixer either. So who should buy this mixer? If you're a live sound engineer, a worship leader, or a small studio owner who needs a flexible, recallable console that can double as a stage box and a multi-track recorder, the Series 332SC is a smart investment. It's also a good fit if you're already invested in PreSonus gear and want to expand your AVB network without adding latency or complexity. Who should skip it? If you're running a large-scale system with multiple consoles or you need advanced routing that goes beyond what this mixer offers, you might outgrow it quickly. The 32-channel limit and the lack of internal SSD recording could also be deal-breakers for bigger productions. And if you're not using AVB elsewhere in your rig, the networking benefits disappear. The biggest hidden trade-off is the learning curve. The software is powerful, but it's not as intuitive as some competitors. You'll spend time in the manual, and if you're not comfortable with digital consoles, you might find yourself frustrated at first. PreSonus does offer training videos and a decent manual, but it's not a plug-and-play experience. At the end of the day, the StudioLive Series 332SC is a workhorse mixer that punches above its weight in flexibility and ecosystem integration. It's not the flashiest or the most feature-packed option out there, but it's reliable, it plays well with others, and it won't hold you back if your needs grow. If that sounds like what you're after, check out the link in the description and see if it fits your setup.